Commençons. Salut gang! Sincèrement, on est une petite gang pour ceux à la maison. Bienvenue à CryptoInMontreal 23. Juste avant de commencer avec la présentation de Tamara sur les privacy coins, prenons une seconde juste pour mieux se connaître. Je sais que vous deux, vous ne connaissez probablement pas, mais commençons comme ça. Ton prénom, pourquoi tu viens aujourd'hui, t'es-tu habitué à une crypto, t'as pris une grosse bouchée, t'as pas le temps. Attends un petit peu, aussi, je vais te présenter, pas te présenter, mais te prêter le micro. Parfait. Commence avec toi, Mister. Raconte-moi pourquoi tu es ici, qu'est-ce qui t'intéresse dans les cryptos en général. Let's go. On se lance.
OK. Donc, l'intérêt, très sérieusement, ce serait une retraite d'ici 4-5 ans.
OK.
Je veux dire, dans...
Spéculation, right?
Comment?
Spéculation.
Ouais, c'est ça, on souhaite ça.
Ouais.
Au fait, la crypto m'a intrigué, comme tous les gens qui ont découvert ça comme ça par hasard. Parce que je pense que beaucoup de personnes ont découvert ça plus par hasard qu'intentionnellement.
Ouais.
Donc, ça m'a intrigué. Toute la méthode du blockchain, comment que tout était gardé en mémoire et puis que dans 200-300 ans, qu'on allait pouvoir savoir qu'on avait fait telle chose. Donc, il y avait un côté franchement intriguant pour le petit garçon en moi.
Parfait.
C'est ce qui m'a capté. Et puis, bref, l'aspect monétaire aussi, c'est possible de faire des sous étant des pionniers de la crypto, si je peux dire ça comme ça.
Early adopter.
Ouais, c'est ça, early adopter, parce que les pionniers datent de 2008.
Ouais, c'est ça, eux autres, c'est les vrais, là.
Fait que ce côté-là, je trouvais ça intéressant aussi, la possibilité de faire de l'argent avec nos petites recherches, nos connaissances, sans nécessairement échanger tant contre argent ce qu'on fait au boulot.
Ouais.
Donc, ce côté-là de pouvoir s'informer sur un coin, l'étudier à fond, puis miser miser juste, faire beaucoup de sous.
Yes. Je te le souhaite.
Oui, ce côté-là m'a intrigué. Ça m'a donné l'impression que faire de l'argent dépendait plus de moi que d'investir un temps au boulot.
Parfait.
Fait que, bref, c'est ça. Donc, j'ai un peu fait ça reverse. Fait que mon nom, c'est James. Puis, je suis dans le service à la clientèle.
Cool. Merci, James, d'être venu. Ensuite, je cède la parole à...
Jean-François.
Jean-François.
Salut.
Réenchanté.
Oui, enchanté. Développeur informatique Python dans le domaine des ERP.
Oui.
Donc, je suis surtout intéressé par l'aspect développement et décentralisation du web.
Oui.
Donc, l'aspect programmation, etc. Pas tellement dans les cryptos pour l'aspect monétaire, Bitcoin, etc., mais plus l'aspect développement de
possibilités
de développement,
ouais.
de use case, enterprise, etc.
Parfait.
Éventuellement connecté avec un ERP ou quelque chose comme ça.
Yes.
Donc, plus l'aspect applicatif, changement des méthodes de travail, changement des modèles d'affaires, etc. Plus que l'investissement. Je suis sûr que l'investissement, ça peut être intéressant aussi, mais c'est pas ma priorité.
Parfait.
C'est ça. Je suis ici pour savoir un peu qu'est-ce qu'il y en est des trois sujets mentionnés au niveau de la privatisation, ces choses-là.
Yep.
Je suis surtout intéressé par les aspects, disons, techniques de la blockchain.
Okay.
Comment ça fonctionne, qu'est-ce qu'il y a derrière. Déjà fait un peu de revue de littérature sur le sujet.
Oui.
Donc, j'aimerais savoir un peu comment c'est appliqué dans différents cas, dans ce cas-là au niveau des cryptos, mais plus général aussi au niveau des applications.
Parfait. Donc, tu considères-tu initié, intermédiaire, avancé?
Débutant qui commence à connaître la techno.
Débutant, excuse-moi, j'ai dit initié. Débutant, intermédiaire, avancé, débutant?
Débutant qui a lu au moins un bouquin et demi sur le sujet. T'sais.
OK, quand même.
Pas mal.
Tu as fait tes devoirs.
Ouais.
Très cool.
J'ai une bonne idée de la technologie blockchain, qu'est-ce que c'est.
OK. Merveilleux. Puis toi, James, tu te considères débutant, intermédiaire?
C'est parce que le monde de la crypto va tellement vite.
Ouais.
C'est qu'on est débutant quand on le découvre, puis 24 heures plus tard, en parlant aux autres, on se rend compte qu'on est pratiquement avancé parce que personne n'est au courant.
Ouais. Après ça, tu écoutes quelqu'un d'autre, tu fais ouais, je suis vraiment débutant.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ouais.
Je dirais que moi, je suis un débutant enthousiaste.
OK.
C'est-à-dire que j'absorbe le plus possible.
Parfait.
Ouais. Je veux dire, j'ai quand même assez d'aisance pour en parler à des gens autour de moi.
Ouais.
Puis peut-être par communiquer les principes que véhiculent les cryptos.
Ouais.
Fait que, avec un peu de modestie, un débutant avec beaucoup d'intérêt.
Très cool. Ben là, vu qu'on est quand même vraiment un petit groupe, on s'entend. Y a quelque chose des questions que vous auriez juste avant qu'on débute avec la présentation de Tamara? En général, là, sur les cryptos en général. Là. Ouais. Tant qu'à être là, tu sais, marché de change, wallet, tu sais, let's go, là.
Ouais, moi j'aimerais vraiment savoir c'est la meilleure façon, vraiment savoir de l'information sur la meilleure façon d'obtenir un wallet, de le sécuriser correctement.
Ouais.
C'est quoi les best practices? Je sais
Parfait.
C'est de se faire hacker. Moi, on est au moins 2 à job qui seraient intéressés de
commencer.
Peut-être d'investir un peu là-dedans.
Ouais, c'est ça.
On regarde ça puis on se dit, OK, mais
Je commence où?
Je commence où? Puis,
parfait.
On est quand même pas des rookies. L'autre personne, c'est un sysadmin de Linux.
Oui, c'est ça. Donc, vous connaissez en IT,
là, comme, okay.
mais vous savez pas par où commencer là.
Ouais, on est tous en exploration.
On regarde
le truc, puis c'est comme on sait pas trop
cool.
comment faire.
Juste pour le son, sais-tu si le micro il marche bien? Peux-tu regarder? Tu veux juste parler un peu, juste pour nous dire.
C'est bon, ça marche.
Ça marche? OK, cool.
Good.
OK.
Puis, tu connais-tu iOS un peu?
iOS?
Yes,
Oui. Ben, un peu. Effectivement, j'ai pas lu at large sur le sujet. Peut-être je pourrais te donner une idée sur quelque chose de plus précis.
J'ai lu déjà au moins 2-3 meet-ups sur le sujet, mais juste savoir comme un état des lieux en date d'aujourd'hui, qu'est-ce qui arrive, c'est rendu où.
Là, je pourrais pas t'en dire plus. Je peux te dire qu'ils ont lancé officiellement leur propre blockchain. Donc, au début, ils ont lancé là, sur leur ICO sur l'Ethereum. Ils ont switché environ 2 mois sur leur propre blockchain. C'était un peu pénible au début. Fair enough. On est là. Et depuis, le projet est plus discret. Mais vu que les cryptos en général là, sont assez basses, je pense que la plupart des projets sont discrets.
Ouais, je
puis qu'il y avait
un problème de gouvernance, puis si ce n'est sur la gouvernance de quelque chose.
Vois-tu, c'est ça, je le sais pas.
Je sais pas.
Ça, c'est les big news, les big titles. Là. Ouais. Moi, je veux pas dire IOS va mal à cause de ça, je sais pas. Je sais pas.
OK, c'est bon.
OK. Fait qu'on revient au wallet. Tu peux juste déposer. Laisse-la allumer, pas de problème. Premier réflexe qui me vient pour expliquer, ça serait d'expliquer juste à haut niveau c'est quoi une transaction là, de bout en bout, end-to-end. Puis après ça, on va vraiment embarquer dans les wallets en tant que tel. Fait qu'une transaction bout en bout, tu pars de ton compte canadien, peu importe à quelle banque tu l'envoies sur un marché de change. Marché de change tel qu'au Canada, ça serait kedrigacx.com. Tu as aussi Coinberry aussi. D'ailleurs, j'ai des coupons aussi, là, des vouchers, avec un 20 $ de rabais, pas de rabais, mais de crédit qu'ils donnent. Donc, un de ces deux-là, je recommande fortement. Il y a eu Coinbase pendant un bout qui fonctionnait bien, sauf que maintenant, le problème, c'est quand tu envoies de l'argent avec ta carte de crédit, ben ta carte de crédit te charge comme une avance de fonds. Fait que ça, c'est vraiment traite, il faut être au courant de ça. Donc, si tu veux avancer de l'argent sur ta carte de crédit puis l'envoyer, correct. Mais sinon, tu le sais pas, là, mais tu mets, mettons, 500$, ben, c'est à 20% chaque jour. Là. Donc, c'est vraiment traite. Donc, c'est ça. Fait que là, c'est pour ça que je préfère, mettons, des vrais marchés de change que j'appelle, là, plus traditionnels. Où est-ce que vraiment tu envoies ton argent, mettons, avec Interac. Parfait. Donc, je recommence. Je prends de mon compte canadien, j'envoie l'argent canadien, mettons, Interac via Interac, sur le marché de change. De là, je peux faire une transaction de canadien à Bitcoin, de canadien à Ethereum. Là, ton coin est sur le wallet du marché de change. Donc, officiellement, c'est eux les propriétaires de tes coins encore. Là, tu veux les transférer sur ton propre wallet. C'est là que ta question devient pertinente. Quel wallet je devrais prendre? Deux grandes solutions à te proposer. Sur le téléphone, je vais le montrer en même temps. BRD, donc vraiment là, comme c'est ici. BRD, c'est un gros B avec une icône orange. Là. C'est Bread, ça veut dire. C'est un wallet qui fonctionne très bien sur les téléphones. Puis à date, en général, pour la sécurité de monsieur, dame, tout le monde, nos téléphones sont plus sécures que nos ordinateurs. Donc ça, à date, c'est juste une statistique globale. Tu es un power user, clairement. Sur le desktop aussi, je te recommande Exodus. Donc Exodus, c'est un autre wallet qui va supporter encore beaucoup de tokens ou beaucoup de coins. Donc tu vas avoir les bitcoins de ce monde, les Ethereum de ce monde et plein d'autres. Donc ça, c'est les deux grands wallets.
Les wallets supportent les coins?
Non, pas du tout. Tu as des wallets, ce qu'on appelle full wallet, où est-ce que tu downloads vraiment le blockchain sur ta machine. Puis eux autres, c'est le wallet officiel du token. Tu as des wallets comme ça qu'on appelle des, je pense que c'est light wallet qu'on appelle. Eux, je vais dire en anglais, ils rely on masternodes. Donc les masternodes ont vraiment le blockchain, puis toi, tu te connectes dessus quand tu en as besoin sur le masternode. Puis c'est là que tu synchronises vraiment les dernières transactions avec ton propre wallet. Ce qui fait que c'est plus léger, plus rapide.
Et même quand tu downloads tout le blockchain, tu le prends quand même privé pour que tu le gères quelque part. C'est ça que
tout à fait.
Wallet,
tout à fait. Donc, avec ça ici, là, comme je te parle, je pointe mon téléphone, là, BRD, ta clé privée dans ton cellulaire. Donc, toi, tu gères un mot de passe.
C'est quelque chose que je fais absolument pas, mettre une clé privée.
OK, c'est ça. C'est là que tu prends la décision que c'est safe ou pas pour toi. OK?
Parle ton téléphone.
Non, mais après ça, tu peux restaurer. Il y a des processus pour restaurer justement si ton cellulaire, tu l'as plus, tu le perds et tu le casses. C'est une chose. Mais si tu dis, pour moi, je ne trace pas ça, fair enough, tu peux y aller avec ton ordinateur aussi. Maintenant, ton ordinateur, on pourrait dire, ouais, mais ton ordinateur est peut-être moins fiable en général que ton téléphone. Tu te fais hacker ton ordinateur, quelqu'un pourrait aller fouiller, Maintenant, une fois que tu as fait tes premières transactions, puis tu te dis, let's go, là, je vais être secure pour de vrai, c'est là qu'on parle de vraiment hardware wallet. Donc, on dit hot storage, c'est sur nos téléphones branchés sur Internet, nos ordinateurs. Puis cold storage, c'est là que tu as un wallet qui est non connecté sur Internet, ou les fameux hardware wallets. Le plus connu, c'est le Nano Ledger S. Ça vaut à peu près 120$ canadiens.
C'est qui fait avec ça?
J'ai l'impression que c'est simplement ledger.com. Je pourrais pas te dire. C'est en Europe.
C'est eux qui ont pas foutu une web dans le firmware dans 5 ans.
Un backdoor, mettons. Là.
Ils vont tout monter.
Effectivement, ça vaut la peine de se poser la question. Donc, ils ont-ils mis un backdoor à quelque part? À date, c'est un des produits les plus respectés au monde dans le genre, là, les hardware. Mais écoute, si tout le monde ne le voit pas, ça se peut.
Un wallet, c'est quoi? Ça se trouve, c'est un logiciel que tu installes sur une clé USB style.
Peut-être avec le micro.
Je dis un wallet, c'est quoi? C'est en fond, c'est un logiciel que tu installes sur un bout de hardware comme un genre de clé USB.
Totalement. C'est un logiciel qui, lui, se connecte ou lit carrément le blockchain. Puis le blockchain, lui, essentiellement, fait juste dire voici la somme de telle adresse, voici la somme de telle adresse, de telle adresse, de telle adresse.
Ouais,
voilà.
Ça, c'est bon. Mais le wallet comme tel, ce logiciel-là, est-ce qu'il y en a des open source? Est-ce qu'il y en a qui peuvent être vérifiés par la communauté?
La plupart sont open source.
Okay.
Donc, le BRD que je viens de te parler, je ne suis même pas sûr qu'il est open source, mais il y en a plein d'autres.
Okay.
C'est une question, je ne peux pas te répondre on the fly.
On est sur GitHub, genre wallet.
Typiquement sur GitHub. Oh, oui. Fait que, mettons, cherche le breed, mettons, open source wallet, ça se peut que tu tombes dessus, que ça soit clean.
Parce que les codes de ça, c'est très gros.
Oui.
C'est très gros.
Surtout quand ils supportent multi-wallet.
Okay.
Puis là, regarde, si je t'explique vraiment quand tu débutes, tu ouvres tu downloads l'application, là, tu te dis let's go, je veux m'enregistrer. Là. Ça va dire OK, écris ces 12 mots, ces 20 mots-là, qui est un master password si tu veux. Fait que là, ils disent vraiment ça, écris-le en dehors de ton téléphone sur un papier. Comme ça, si jamais ton téléphone disparaît de la planète, tu vas pouvoir restaurer avec ces mots-clés-là.
C'est les mots-clés qui donnent accès à ta clé privée?
Oui. Fait que toi, tu ne gères pas ta clé privée direct ou tu ne l'écris pas parce qu'une clé privée, c'est super facile à faire des erreurs. Fait que pour les humains, dans le fond, le processus d'écrire, mettons 12 mots, 20 mots, tu l'écris vraiment sur un papier, tu le mets dans un coffre-fort où est-ce que tu veux que tu trouves safe. De là, parfait, là, tu te logs, tu as un petit mot de passe, mettons, de 6 chiffres là, sur ton téléphone. Ou plus, si tu veux, là. Tu as vraiment comme un petit NIP, easy à utiliser. Puis après ça, là tu es vraiment rendu dans ton wallet, tu fais ce que tu veux. Tu peux te dire, je vais recevoir des coins, je vais en envoyer de là.
OK. Ça
fait du sens?
Ouais, mais ton password, tu dis de 20 mots, ça sert à quoi? Ça sert à générer des clés? Non?
Ça, oui, ça génère les clés quand toi, tu dis, oui, c'est parfait, je l'ai enregistré dans ma vie personnelle. Là. Mais ça sert vraiment à restaurer si jamais tu n'as plus accès à ton téléphone.
Okay,
ça sert à ça.
Ta clé sur ton téléphone, la grosse clé.
Oui, la vraie clé, là, vraiment, là, SSH, là, elle est sur ton téléphone. Okay, encryptée par le logiciel.
On va la restaurer si elle est dans le téléphone, je prends mon téléphone.
Ouais.
Comment pour la restaurer avec les 20 mots?
Tu prends les 20 mots. Puis de là.
Donc, je vais avoir le premier logiciel qui a généré ma clé, je reprends les 20 mots, puis il me régénère la même clé.
Oui, exactement. C'est ça la technologie de la plupart des wallets. Qui fait que c'est plus facile à utiliser.
Une fonction hash.
Ça ressemble à ça.
L'entrée, tu donnes ta clé.
Ouais. C'est juste que ça ressemble pas à un hash pour nous les humains, là, ça ressemble à 20 mots. Là. That's it.
N'importe qui ces 20 mots-là, pas ta clé.
Oui, là, c'est ouais, carrément. Sauf qu'en même temps, il faudrait que tu saches, mettons, que quelqu'un découvre le papier. Ça, c'est le papier pour, dans le fond, unlocker le wallet sur telle application. Il faudrait être un peu fou de dire, ben, voici la clé sur ton papier, là, voici la clé de Breeder sur mon iPhone 7. Ça serait un peu con. Là. Au moins, tu mets juste les mots là, tes stars quelque part. Quelqu'un qui le trouve, il faut qu'il sache c'est quoi. OK, c'est souvent un mot de passe, mais de quoi? T'sais? C'est pas écrit. T'sais. Tu comprends ça? C'est juste de la logistique, du bon sens là, qui embarque. Là. Quelqu'un qui tombe là-dessus, tu ne lui donnes pas tous les indices pour dire c'est quoi. Genre.
D'accord.
Ça ressemble à ça. Fait que ça répond à ta question des wallets. Ou il y a peut-être aussi la question de comment on en achète. Je pense que j'en ai parlé un peu, là, mais...
Ouais, pour l'instant, oui.
Ouais.
Actuellement, j'aurais une question.
OK.
On va start avec ça.
Good. James, question globale, générale?
Au niveau des exchanges que tu utilises.
Micro, s'il te plaît. Yes.
Au niveau des exchanges, quel exchange tu recommanderais que tu trouves fiable?
Ouais.
Parce qu'il y en a beaucoup, bien sûr.
Au Canada, il n'y en a pas tant que ça. Donc, tantôt, j'en ai nommé deux. Je te proposais quadrigacx.com. OK, quadrigacx.com, c'est pas ca.com. Puis l'autre, c'est coinberry.com. Donc, Coinberry, j'ai un 20 là, pour ceux qui sont ici présents ce soir. Donc, je l'ai essayé. Il va super bien. C'est des marchés de change qu'on appelle assez basic, dans ce sens qu'on peut seulement acheter market. Donc, je ne sais pas si vous connaissez l'idée d'acheter market ou acheter avec des limites. Vous n'êtes pas sûr, je vais l'expliquer. Donc, quand on dit market, ça veut dire que le prix du marché, là, peu importe le prix, là, je vais acheter. Donc là, mettons, ton Bitcoin aujourd'hui est à 6500. Puis là, imagine que tu achètes dans une grosse pompe. Puis là, finalement, le temps que tu prennes ta décision, tu es rendu à 6700. Tu as comme perdu 200$ dans ta décision parce que tu étais prêt à acheter à 6500. Donc ça, c'est le danger d'acheter market. Donc, tu peux avoir une pompe, là, puis là, la fluctuation fait en sorte que tu n'as pas vraiment acheté au prix que tu voulais. Ça, c'est un peu tannant. Mais quand on débute, faire nos premières transactions, tu en achètes pour 50$, 100$. Tu l'essayes, tu fais tes premières transactions, c'est bien correct. OK? Par la suite, il existe d'autres marchés de change qui, eux, vont te permettre d'acheter plein de altcoins qu'on appelle, autres que les gros comme Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. Puis là, c'est là que tu as des marchés plus évolués où est-ce que tu peux acheter comme vraiment dans le marché des options, des stocks, on dit là. Tu dis, bien parfait, si le Bitcoin tombe à 6352, là, achète-le là. Puis là, c'est là que tu places des ordres qu'on dit. Okay. Parfait. Donc ça, dans quadrigacx et dans Coinberry, on ne peut pas passer d'ordre. Tu dis juste, j'achète là, market. J'achète là. Parfait? Okay. Donc ça, c'est bon à savoir. Mais quand on débute, market, c'est good enough. Mais à long terme, vous dites, OK, là, parfait, je suis rendu à un autre niveau. J'aimerais ça acheter à ce prix-là, sinon ça ne vaut pas la peine. Puis éventuellement, vous allez arriver là, si vous continuez dans cette voie-là. C'est bon? Au Canada, Tamara, aurais-tu d'autres marchés de change en tête?
Ce sont les deux. Mais,
micro.
Quadriga SX.
Quadriga CX.
CX.
Ouais.
C'est une plateforme vraiment très, très utile. L'interface est très facile, oui. Mais ils offrent seulement 3 coins. C'est Bitcoin, Ethereum et Litecoin. C'est tout. Donc, la même chose est avec Coinberry. C'est seulement, je pense, Bitcoin et Ethereum. Oui, Coinberry.
C'est deux-là.
C'est deux, c'est
Ethereum,
deux.
Bitcoin.
C'est ça. Donc, si tu veux acheter d'autres coins, donc, il faut aller ailleurs. Coinbase, qui est aux États-Unis, qui est basé aux États-Unis, il offre plus de coins. Mais
c'est quand même assez restreint.
Oui, oui.
Donc, puis encore là, tu achètes market.
Oui,
c'est encore un marché de change que j'appelle d'entrée de jeu. Là. Pour ceux qui débutent, c'est parfait.
Oui. Et je pense aussi que Binance est une bonne plateforme pour les débutants. Et Binance, leur liste de coins est vraiment
très exhaustive.
Oui.
Ouais.
C'est chinois, ça?
Oui. Maintenant, ils sont basés en Malte. On a déménagé leur
à Malta.
siège social. Oui, Malta.
Ouais.
Malta, c'est l'île de Malta, c'est en Méditerranée. Donc maintenant, oui.
Ben, c'est un paradis fiscal en ce sens qu'eux, ils ont ouvert les valves pour dire « Ah, tu fais de la business crypto, je vais te donner un break fiscal incroyable. » Exact. Donc, paradis fiscal, tu sais, on peut jouer ces mots, là. Mais tu sais, c'est un paradis fiscal faire du cinéma au Québec, là, tu sais. Il y a des gouvernements qui disent ben, ça va être avantageux de faire tel genre de business chez nous. Malta, c'est le cas pour tout ce qui est crypto. Puis finir le point avec les altcoins que tantôt je parlais. Puis là, tu as ouvert la porte avec Binance. Exemple, tu vas acheter du EOS, tu vas acheter du Ripple, tu vas acheter d'autres coins qui sont connus, mais qui ne font pas partie des gros. Au Canada, tu ne peux pas les acheter direct. Donc là, c'est là que si je refais mon scénario, là, je pars de mon coin canadien, excuse-moi, je pars de mon argent canadien, je l'envoie sur le marché de change. Le marché de change, j'achète exemple du Bitcoin. De mon Bitcoin qui est sur le marché de change canadien, je l'envoie exemple sur Binance, dans mon wallet de mon compte Binance. Là, j'ai du Bitcoin là. Là, je peux changer mon Bitcoin en EOS, en Ripple, en peu importe le coin qui nous intéresse, en Stellar. De là, mettons, j'ai acheté du Stellar Lumen. Là, j'allais dans mon wallet Stellar Lumen du marché de change. Puis là, je le réenvoie dans mon wallet. OK? Donc, en ce moment, c'est encore un peu une peine de faire ça. Ça fait partie du plaisir de commencer dans quelque chose qui est assez nouveau. Mais c'est vraiment tout l'écosystème, toute la transaction, c'est comme ça que ça marche en ce moment. C'est pareil pour tout le monde dans le monde entier, là. Tout le monde passe par leur propre petit marché de change du pays. Ensuite, ils s'en vont dans d'autres marchés de change où il y a plein de altcoins. Ça marche?
Puis, quand tu transfères ton argent en canadien dans un exchange de coins, as-tu quelque chose à déclarer au gouvernement? C'est quoi l'aspect fiscal?
OK. Au niveau fiscal, il y a une présentation qu'on a faite. Elle va bientôt être en ligne. Je le souhaite. Je n'ai pas de date à te donner. Par contre, selon la loi fiscale canadienne, on devrait, en tant que Canadien, déclarer chaque transaction. Ce qui est un peu fou, on est d'accord. Mais en ce moment, la loi est là. Donc, c'est-à-dire que littéralement, là, tu prends ton Canadien, tu mets en Bitcoin, tu prends ton Bitcoin, tu le remets en Ethereum, tu prends ton Ethereum, tu le prends sur ton wallet. Là, il s'est passé genre 2 transactions, là. Tu devrais toutes les noter et toutes les déclarer. Donc, ça, c'est la loi. Maintenant, combien de personnes le font? Selon moi, c'est très peu. Je ne sais pas, là. Mais ça, c'est vraiment la loi.
Quand tu sors ton argent de là, c'est quoi que tu dois payer?
Quand tu dis que tu le sors, tu veux dire tu prends ton coin, tu le mets en canadien?
Tu prends ton coin sur le canadien.
C'est ça. C'est là qu'après ça...
Je sais pas, tu as fait 100$.
Bien, si tu as fait un 100$ de profit, c'est là que le gouvernement veut le savoir. Puis, évidemment, au moins, l'inverse est vrai. Si tu as fait une perte, tu peux réclamer ta perte. OK? Donc là, je
C'est
pas...
comme un investissement de marché financier.
Ça dépend investissement, dans quelle fréquence que tu le fais. Donc, c'est exactement comme à la bourse, là. Ceux qui investissent à long terme, tu as un taux d'imposition, je ne m'en souviens pas c'est quoi le terme exact. Gain en capital. Gain en capital, je pense, c'est en dessous de 2 ans, mettons. Je ne sais pas. Tu es imposé à 50%. Mais si c'est je voudrais dire une profession ou quelque chose que tu fais dans le day-to-day, c'est imposé comme un salaire normal à 100%. Fait que là, je ne connais pas la loi exacte, mais je peux dire que ça, c'est vrai.
OK.
OK?
OK. Puis, on va revenir.
C'est bon. C'est bon?
Ce que je trouve compliqué, en sortant notre argent,
Ouais.
bien entendu, c'est plus facile de savoir combien qu'on va devoir au gouvernement.
Je suis d'accord.
Mais en notant toutes les transactions qu'on a fait, mettons que j'avais du Bitcoin, j'ai acheté du XRP.
Ouais.
Après ça, mon XRP, je l'ai vendu, j'ai acheté du Lumen. En tant que tel, j'ai pas sorti cet argent-là, je ne l'ai pas dépensé. Donc, pour moi, c'est difficile de déclarer.
Ça l'est.
Parce que, normalement, on commence à être taxé quand on jouit de
Du gain.
l'argent. Exactement, du gain. Mais s'il est dans le marché, tu es aussi à risque que demain, tu te réveilles puis ça a flanché.
C'est ça.
Donc, tracker ça, de le déclarer, ça donne des migraines à
Ben,
pas mal de...
Tu le déclares à la fin de l'année fiscale au moins. Tu n'as pas à le déclarer tous les jours, si on veut. Là.
Mais tu dois en tenir compte, le noter.
Oui. C'est là que les marchés de change, au moins, te donnent quand même un certain break avec un historique.
OK.
Là, tu as raison. Au niveau de combien ça vaut en canadien à la fin de la journée, chaque transaction, c'est là que c'est un casse-tête en ce moment pour tout le monde, clairement.
OK.
Oui.
Parce que quand tu sors ton argent, évidemment, que ce soit dans le
C'est ça,
marché,
c'est noir sur blanc. Tu sais.
je veux dire, la bourse, le forex, peu importe, en sortant ton argent, oui, tu dois régler tes comptes avec la fiscalité.
Ouais.
Mais tout ce qui se passe entre, tu n'as pas encore touché à l'argent. Hein?
Ouais.
Donc, de t'imposer dessus, là, c'est un truc de fiscaliste pour moi.
C'est un truc de fiscaliste, clairement. Puis, comme je te dis, on a une présentation là-dessus, sur comment nos coins sont imposés. Puis, on le sait, là, c'est connu au niveau de ceux qui travaillent au gouvernement Canada puis Revenu Québec, là, que c'est compliqué, qu'en ce moment, le citoyen, là, il veut être super legit, mais ça en est quasiment impossible. C'est connu, puis en ce moment, ben, toutes ces régulations-là sont en train d'être mises en place pour que ça soit plus facile pour tout le monde.
C'est ça qu'ils appellent le gain réalisé. Moi, j'ai dans Montréal, je vois gain non
Un micro.
réalisé.
Ben, c'est ça, le gain en capital. Le gain réalisé, là,
Ouais, c'est
c'est vraiment en tant qu'investisseur. Puis c'est là que tu vas être imposé à 50 % comme je te disais tantôt.
OK.
Ouais. Mettons comme dans ton REER. Là.
Donc, j'ai des actions de Montréal, puis là, je vois c'est marqué gain non réalisé. C'est la valeur en date du jour. Là.
Oui, en date du
Je
jour.
pas retiré dans Montréal, fait que ça bouge.
C'est ça.
Puis la journée, je vais pouvoir le retirer. Ça va être, parce que je suis pas fiscaliste. Là.
Exact. Fait que là, dans le cas du REER, dans le fond, c'est un mauvais exemple, parce qu'on n'est pas imposé tout le long qu'on laisse l'argent là. Sauf que là, c'est pas comme un REER les cryptos. Là. Selon le gouvernement.
Montréal pour mettre des cryptos, non?
Ben, c'est là la grande question en ce moment qu'on entend parler quasiment tous les jours, ceux qui suivent ça, les ETF, donc les fonds négociés en bourse, basés sur des cryptos tels que Bitcoin. C'est là qu'éventuellement qu'on parle qu'il va y avoir un gros marché au niveau des industriels des finances. Parce qu'exemple, tu vas prendre ton REER, tu dis dans le fond, moi je vais en mettre 30 % dans ce fonds-là qui est basé sur les cryptos, 30 % dans d'autres choses, non. Mais là, finalement, tu es imposé comme tout autre REER. C'est là qu'il y a un enthousiasme de ce côté-là.
REER ou CELI.
Oui, c'est ça. Fait que ça, c'est vraiment en cours en ce moment. Il n'y en a pas, à ce que je sache, de fonds négociés en bourse. Là. Pour, si je m'exprime mieux, là, il y en a pour les investisseurs qu'on appelle accrédités. Donc, ça, c'est pas nous deux aussi, nous quatre là, dans la salle. Là. Donc, les investisseurs accrédités sont officiellement millionnaires, puis ils ont le droit d'avoir accès à des fonds que monsieur et madame tout le monde n'ont pas le droit. Mais les fonds que monsieur tout le monde a le droit, là, ça n'existe pas parce qu'on peut investir directement à travers notre REER, à travers notre CELI, puis investir via ces outils financiers-là, instruments financiers-là, dans un crypto. Pas encore.
Ouais, c'est bon, je comprends.
Ouais, ça s'en vient. C'est sûr que ça va venir.
Ouais.
Mais quand, on ne sait pas.
Parfait.
That's it?
Dernière question pour revenir aux wallets. Est-ce que, pour les fameux logiciels des wallets, est-ce qu'il y a des firmes qui font des audits des wallets, des audits des codes? Ou est-ce que c'est free for all?
Je dis ça sous réserve. Il me semble que Exodus le disent publiquement qu'ils se font auditer leur code source. OK, mais ça, vraiment, fais ta recherche là-dessus, je te le jure pas.
Non, c'est pas.
Non, mais selon moi, c'est public. Parce que j'ai souvenir qu'ils ont fait ça. Mais tu comprends, je suis pas au courant là, récemment de ce qui se passe sur ce dossier-là. Fait que je peux pas te répondre plus que ça.
OK.
That's it.
Continue.
All right? Bon, mais écoute, commençons avec notre programme principal. Donc, Tamara Kara, tu vas nous parler de Privacy Coin, de blockchain, de ZCash, de Dash, de Monero. Est-ce que c'est vraiment privé? Oui. All right. Donc, je te laisse le plancher, le micro. Clic.
Okay. So privacy is an essential human right. It's our ability to control the sharing of information that we own. And when we talk about financial privacy, and more specifically about privacy in the blockchain space, in the crypto system, we imply that the amount of crypto that we own, send, receive, is confidential. It's not visible, it's not traceable, it's not linkable to our identity. by way of transaction history on the blockchain. Because blockchain is the register. It's a database that contains all the transactions ever done. So the question is it private? Let's begin at the beginnings. At the beginnings, there was the Bitcoin. The year is 2009, January 2009, when the first Bitcoin was mined. And Bitcoin started as a grassroots movement with the vision to decentralize the financial system, to remove the intermediaries, the banks, to allow people just to transact peer-to-peer, and to provide an alternative. This was the idea behind Bitcoin movement. So the ideological pillar was that the banks, the governments, the institutions, they have become too powerful. So now let's give this power back to people. Let's give them this chance to transact without an intermediary. We don't need a bank. We don't need anyone here. We can just transact peer-to-peer. This was the ideological vision of Bitcoin. Remember, this is the year is 2009. This is January 2009. This is only 3 months after the American bank Lehman Brothers collapsed, which triggered the global financial crisis. So the timing was well chosen to start this movement. Today, we can say that this vision succeeded because we have this crypto ecosystem which exists in parallel to the financial system, to the conventional financial system. Of course, our crypto ecosystem is not as big. It's minuscule, it's tiny compared to the financial system, but it's still there. It offers an alternative. It offers an alternative to people who don't want to participate in the traditional system, or to people who cannot participate, because there are millions of people in this world who live in countries where they do not have access to banks, or they live in countries that are not stable, that there are crises, hyperinflation. So it makes their national currencies not useful for any purpose. To us in Canada, it may seem that Bitcoin is a very volatile and speculative tool, because one day it's up 20%, the next day it's down 20% the price. But for someone living in Venezuela, where the inflation rate was 1,000,000%, just in 2018, this year, the inflation rate in Venezuela will reach 1,000,000%. Imagine this number. This is an article de la presse, publié le 23 juillet this year. So when you live in a country like this, for you, Bitcoin is a very stable instrument. You rather keep your savings in Bitcoin rather than in your national currency. It's more stable. So before Bitcoin became this speculative instrument that we use a lot these days, it was an alternative for many people. Another very famous example is that when in 2010, WikiLeaks revealed some uncomfortable truth about the US government and their actions during the war in Iraq, we all exercised our right to have access to free press, to know the truth, but the US government decided that this is not good, that WikiLeaks is dangerous, it should be shut down. And WikiLeaks, it's a not-for-profit organization. It was a non-for-profit organization. It's an investigative journalist organization. They run on donations that they receive from their supporters based worldwide. And in 2010, the leading global financial institutions, Bank of America, Visa, MasterCard, Western Union, even PayPal, they blocked WikiLeaks accounts. They froze the WikiLeaks accounts. WikiLeaks lost 95% of its revenue. They were cut off the financial system. That's it. And the supporters who wanted to donate money, they couldn't, because all the channels were closed. So WikiLeaks was at the brink of collapse. And what happened? People turned to Bitcoin. They started sending donations in Bitcoin. This is a tweet from 2011. WikiLeaks now accepts anonymous Bitcoin donations on, this is WikiLeaks public address. So people started sending Bitcoins to this public address. And it worked because you cannot shut down Bitcoin, even when you're the US government. You cannot shut down Bitcoin because it is decentralized. There is no central server to crash. There is no central authority to put pressure on. You cannot shut down. The only way to shut down Bitcoin is to shut down the internet on a global scale. So here again, we see that due to its alternative that was available, WikiLeaks was saved. So the year is 2011. The price of Bitcoin is like less than $1. It's, I don't know, 50 cents or something like that. So no one used Bitcoin for speculation back then. It was just a tool for people who thought alternatively. People who first accepted Bitcoin, who became like the pioneers, were libertarians, anarcho-capitalists, WikiLeaks supporters, I don't know, internet nerds, freaks, weirdos, people who put high value on their privacy, who don't like the governments, who don't like the financial system. So these were people who first adopted Bitcoin long before it became a popular tool for speculation for earning money. So because of all these stories, because of this image of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, there is a popular misconception that Bitcoin and most of other cryptocurrencies are anonymous and untraceable. So whenever we want to hide from the traditional system, to bypass the financial system for whatever reason, be it political, personal, ideological, we transact in crypto. And it's anonymous and it's untraceable. So is it? So this is a big misconception. This is not true. Bitcoin and most of existing cryptocurrencies, altcoins so-called, are not anonymous and they are 100% traceable. As it often happens with technological progress, Bitcoin solved one problem but created another one. So Bitcoin solved the problem of intermediation and centralization. So Bitcoin removed the intermediaries, the banks. It allowed people just to transact peer-to-peer without having a central authority. But this created a new problem. Bitcoin's blockchain that carries all the transactions that were ever done on Bitcoin, it's a public infrastructure. It's open up there on the internet. Anyone who have access to internet can check it, can see it, and anyone can see everyone's transaction. It's like having access to your bank account statements. Imagine there is a web page with open access that anyone can go and check anyone's credit card statements or debit card statements and see what did this person did with their money. Of course, on the blockchain, it's not that straightforward. We do not see it like that Tamara sent 0.2 Bitcoins to Pascal. It's not like that. What we see on the blockchain, we see public addresses of the senders and receivers. So this is a block explorer, Bitcoin's blockchain. We have here our blocks. So if I click on this block, I could see all the transactions that were included in the block. We have information about this block. For example, this block, it contains 1,665 transactions. If I click on this block, I will see all the transactions in that block. These transactions, latest transactions, they are popping up live on this web page. These are transactions that are not yet included in the block. So these are waiting to be included and confirmed. So if I click on any of them, transaction, I see the information about that transaction. I see the sender's public address. I see the receiver's public address. Why we have two? Because this is the transaction fee. The transaction fee is also a transaction. So I see that this public address sent 0.6 Bitcoins to this private address, and this was the transaction fee.
That goes to the miners?
Yes. The transaction fee goes to the miners. So sender, receiver, amount. Public addresses are usually a bunch of characters, like numbers, characters. But it's not really that easy to link it to an identity, because imagine that Bitcoin is so popular that tonight when you came here, you paid your entrance fee in Bitcoin. $10 in Bitcoin. You paid it to Club Insiders. Mario or Boris, our gracious hosts, they can go onto the webpage and check whether this transaction is here, whether you really paid, whether it worked. So they would find the transaction, and they would, now, here we go, your identity is linked to your public address. Your public address is revealed. It's not that hard to do. And it works other way too. You now know Club Insider's public address. You can find your transaction. Now you can check and see who else paid tonight, who else was here, who paid. So everything is there. So every time when you cash out your Bitcoin, when you are buying something, paying with Bitcoin, or you are on the exchange market and buying and selling fiat and other coins, every time you're at risk of revealing your identity, linking your identity to your public address. So that's why we call that blockchain is not anonymous, it's so-called pseudonymous. Meaning, yeah, if you just look at it, you see just a bunch of public addresses, but it's not that hard to link them to identities. And there are actually companies who are working in this sphere. Their work is to analyze the blockchain and to trace transactions for whatever purposes. Someone could order that to analyze the transactions and to trace transaction, etc. So it's not that hard to do. Everything is here on the blockchain. What is a coin? Coin, it is called the coin, but it's not really physical, it's digital. Coin is actually, it's just a chain of transactions with digital signature. This is what coin is. A chain of transactions from owner 1 to owner 2 to owner 3. Every time you make a transaction, you make a payment, it's hashed. It's signed by owner's private key. It is sent, a transaction, a coin. And when a new block is added to the blockchain, the miners receive their reward. A new Bitcoin is born, is created. That is a transaction too. It's called coin-based transaction. So whenever a new coin is born, it's a coin-based transaction. It is a transaction. So all coins are transactions, and all coins have history. You can trace back to 2009 to the first Bitcoin that was mined. It's all chain of transactions. And with modern technologies, it's not hard to do. I mean, computer programs can quickly analyze all the transactions and reveal everything. So here we have a situation that we have a problem with privacy on the blockchain. It's too open. It's too transparent. In fact, back then in 2009, the creators of Bitcoin, the famous Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he or she or they were or are, their vision was actually to provide a new way of transacting, which is open, accessible, anyone can access it, it's transparent. This transparency of the blockchain is in fact in line with their original idea that everything should be transparent. It was opposed to the existing banking system, which was closed, centralized, opaque. And transparency can be a good thing. Imagine that you support, let's say, a political party or a charity organization, and you want to know where they get their money from. So you go, if it was on the blockchain, you would check the blockchain and see everything is transparent. So sometimes it's a really good thing. Or in case of WikiLeaks, when supporters started sending their donations in Bitcoin, they could go on the blockchain and check everything and see how much money WikiLeaks collected. So transparency sometimes can be a good thing. But whenever it's about our personal finances, we need a little bit confidentiality. We don't want our financial statements to be there for everyone to view. This creates problems for privacy. So too much transparency creates problems for privacy. And this problem has been realized early on, and there has been attempts to add privacy to Bitcoin as a second layer protocol to solve this issue. And this is an ongoing debate in the community. Now the community is working on this. There are two pressing issues for Bitcoin at the moment. It's the scalability issue and the privacy issue. And there are actually debates in the community that, do we need this? Do we need to add? Sometimes transparency and privacy, can we have both of them? Can we have it all? Okay, I don't know if these are questions that are pressing Bitcoin community, and there is still debate. Some people say, there is an opinion in Bitcoin community that if we add anonymity to the blockchain, if we make it completely anonymous and confidential, the governments will not tolerate this. The only reason the governments tolerate Bitcoin because you can trace transactions. If you add confidentiality, no one will tolerate it because financial institutions must adhere to certain regulations to prevent money laundering, to prevent crime, etc., etc. So if it becomes completely confidential, then, hey, the governments will crash. This is an opinion in the community. So, some people say that it should be like that, 100% transparent. That's what we wanted. That's what in line with our original idea. I don't care that my data is there. Let the world see I'm not a criminal. I don't do anything illegal. I'm fine with this. I want Bitcoin to stay the way it is. So there are really multiple opinions in the community. There is no consensus. However, most probably eventually confidentiality will be added to Bitcoin. We'll see how it will work. This openness, this transparency of Bitcoin creates another problem called fungibility. So we have another problem. It's not only the privacy, it's also fungibility. What is fungibility? Fungibility is a very, very important feature, characteristics of any money. So all fiat monies are fungible. In fact, if money is not fungible, then it's not money really. Fungibility simply means that if you have a $10 bill, I have a $10 bill here.
It's real?
It is. So all the units of Canadian dollar are created equally. They're 100% interchangeable and identical. So if I have this $10 bill and you have...
Can you show this bill to everyone on the planet? Because like Canadian money is awesome.
Yes, our money is awesome. Like this?
Okay, there we go. Don't move. See that? Ah, amazing. Just a bit down. There we go.
Ooh.
Okay, thanks you.
Yeah. This $10 bill is 100% identical and exchangeable with the $10 bill that you have. It doesn't matter where it was before. It can be used to pay for anything that's worth $10. It may be that your $10 came straightly from the mint, from the bank's vault. And it could be that my $10 bill, this $10 bill, has been in circulation for 20 years. At some point of time, it might have been in the hands of criminals. It might have been used for an illegal transaction. I have an example. It might have been lying on the floor of men's room. It doesn't really matter. It's still worth $10. And no one can refuse to accept it because it's fungible. Now, with Bitcoin, it's slightly different. All these debates whether Bitcoin is real money or not. Because we defined coins as transactions that can be traced back to the very first Bitcoin, Bitcoins come with history. Each coin has its history. It's a history of transaction. And some of that history may devalue certain Bitcoins. There have been actually cases where exchanges were trying to blacklist certain Bitcoins and certain public addresses associated with those Bitcoins because they deemed that at a certain point of time those Bitcoins were used for illegal transactions. And there are companies who are working to analyze the blockchain and to find and to blacklist coins, transactions. This is a problem, again, created by the transparent blockchain. Because our coins come with history, some worth more than others, some may be devalued, some may not be accepted by the exchange because at some point of time, 3 years ago, it was used for an illegal transaction. You cannot do anything about it because it came to you 3 years after other multiple transactions. But that's it, it's tainted, your coin is tainted. So it's not accepted, it's blacklisted. So it's creating problem. So Bitcoin cannot really serve as real money, fiat money, because there is a problem with fungibility. I want to here to emphasize that we know that blockchain has many use cases and money is only one of them. And fungibility is a fundamental characteristic of money. But if we use blockchain for other use cases, sometimes we need tokens that are non-fungible. If the token is used not as money but for other purposes, then actually it's okay, it can be non-fungible. For example, if you are using a blockchain to register other transactions, these are not money transactions, these are not payments, but let's say you are registering your intellectual property on the blockchain or your art. Each piece of art is unique. Its intellectual property is unique. When you're registering on the blockchain, you want that token to be unique, non-fungible, meaning they are not equal, they are not interchangeable because they represent different pieces of art. So fungibility is essential for coins that are money, but for other use cases of the blockchain, we can have coins that are non-fungible. It's not that non-fungible is a bad thing. So Ethereum, for example, has two protocols to create fungible coins and non-fungible coins. And use cases of the blockchain that are for other cases where you really need your coins to be unique, then non-fungibility is a good thing. So here is the problem, the privacy problem that we have with Bitcoin. As I said, this problem was recognized early on, and attempts were made to fix it, to add it as a second layer protocol, and there is a debate around this question. Two big questions. Are transparency and confidentiality mutually exclusive? Should we add confidentiality to Bitcoin or to most other cryptos? Because most of other cryptos, except privacy coins, we'll now talk about it, it's the second part of the presentation, but most of cryptocurrencies use the same model. Their blockchains are open and transparent. So two big questions that the Bitcoin community is tackling with at the moment, questions with no answers or multiple answers. There's no right and wrong answer here. I want to know your opinion.
All right, so that's a big one.
Yeah.
Let me try this.
Yes. You can pick either of this question or both of them, or just discuss, or just share your opinion about this topic.
So I think it's all about trade-off. You mentioned that let's say Bitcoin goes forward and go full throttle on privacy. Suddenly, like a lot of exchanges could be forced to not use or offer Bitcoin anymore. So I think that could be the case. So on the one side, you have a few exchanges in US and Canada that tries to be like fully legit and working with regulators to make sure that the way they work is legitimate. Mm-hmm. So and if you include, let's say, a full privacy coin, the government could say, okay, I love what you do with this, but with this coin, I'm sorry, I will not tolerate that. Else you close, or else you remove this coin. So that's a big trade-off. So for Bitcoin, I don't know where should we go on that. Maybe we should leave this, I would say, private story to other coins that are really focused on that. Mm-hmm. But for Bitcoin itself, I really don't know.
Okay.
There's also the way of going with the second layer kind of path. So right now we all know the first layer, which is every transaction are written directly in the blockchain. But if we go to the second layer, where we can, I would say, do many transactions without writing directly onto the blockchain, that could be one way of doing it, and that will be very blurry for the regulators. Because right now, it's like every legit transactions will be, at the end of the day, written on the blockchains. Mm-hmm. But on the second layer, many of them are not tracked in the blockchain. So I don't know where it's going to go. That's my story on that.
Yep. Good point. Yep.
If you give me that $10 bill, who's going to know?
Only $10.
Who's going to know? So what's the difference with... Yeah, but what's the difference with that fiat money? It's on paper that we can exchange to whomever we want without any traceability, and that's legit government money.
Yep.
So why would they close a totally private coin market? Mm-hmm. Question.
Okay.
No answer.
I cannot tell. So right now, everything is, I would say, up to discussion and negotiation. So I would say we are 2018 right now, and everything is like built as we speak.
Maybe they tolerate it because it's transparent right now, and maybe they would like everything to be registered as of Bitcoin, like Bitcoin.
I can partially answer the first question. Any organization and company that is in the financial industry, be it a bank or a wallet or an exchange, there are certain regulations they need to adhere. The famous KYC and ALM regulations. KYC means know your customer. ALM means anti-money laundering. So currently all organizations, all wallets, all exchanges, everyone follow these regulations. They do checks, they verify their users. The goal, the ultimate goal is to fight financial criminal, so that the money is not laundered, so the money is not used for illegal purposes, whatever the government defines to be illegal. So the fear is that if Bitcoin becomes just too popular, at some point it will be regulated. And when it's regulated, all these policies will apply to Bitcoin network too. And it's another question that it's very hard to do that. So far, Bitcoin was surviving. No one could shut it down. It exists as a parallel universe to the financial system. It can't be shut down. It bypasses the financial system. It's another question whether the government can do that, but they will want to do that because they have regulations to impose.
Anything else to say?
Pour moi, c'est un peu compliqué. C'est sûr que je comprends que les gouvernements soient concernés par les crimes qui peuvent être commis si les coins sont trop private. Mais d'un autre côté, c'est que surtout le globe, ce qui est un crime quelque part ne l'est pas ailleurs. Donc, ça vient compliquer la donne aussi, là. Donc, c'est pour ça que j'ai tendance à penser que c'est le contrôle ultime de la population qui est recherché, mais on essaie un peu de gagner la sympathie des gens en leur disant que c'est pour protéger contre les crimes. Parce que ce qui est un crime, par exemple en Amérique du Nord, ne sera peut-être pas nécessairement en Europe. Ce qui en est un en Europe ne le sera pas en Amérique du Sud. Donc, pour moi, je suis un peu mélangé dans toute cette idée-là qu'on véhicule en réalité. Parce que comme disait le monsieur, à la fin de la journée, un 10$ qu'on échange, bon, c'est un petit peu difficile de vraiment déterminer à quoi il a servi. Bon, fait c'est ma petite position là-dessus.
Si je peux poursuivre avec l'exemple du 10$, c'est pour ça que beaucoup de pays dans le monde qui tentent de devenir justement cashless, que tout soit électronique. Mm-hmm. Donc évidemment, avec les marchés financiers comme on les connaît, là on est vraiment traqué. Là. À chaque fois que tu fais ton épicerie, là on sait qui, à quelle heure tu as acheté quel genre de céréales littéralement. Alors c'est l'intention de beaucoup de gouvernements justement d'aller dans une société cashless. Et je pense que dans plusieurs films nous ont montré, c'est probablement pas la meilleure chose pour la société que le gouvernement a autant de pouvoir sur notre liberté d'expression, entre autres avec nos achats.
Yeah, cashless society would be a horrible society. Everything is tracked. The bank knows everything about you. If we transact in cash, no one knows about it. It's 100% private and confidential. If I give you this $10 bill, no one will know about it. But if I send you it via Interac or by transaction, my bank knows it, your bank knows it. That's it. Yeah, except cash, all other means, it's tracked, it's saved. So yeah, so cash remains the last anonymous and private method of payment in the world, and privacy coins, as we will see now. Okay. Thank you for your opinion. let's now move to the second part of the presentation, which is about privacy coins. So again, when this problem became apparent, this confidentiality and anonymity problem, some coins decided to offer ways to tackle this issue and to create blockchains that are private. Currently, there are a bunch of them. There are more than 10. I counted yesterday, there are really a lot of them. Recently, there has been a rise in privacy coins. I've put some of their logos here. I've picked 3 to present today because those 3 are the most popular ones and the most known ones in the community, and they're often used. And those are also coins who actively promote themselves, market themselves as privacy coins. We are the privacy coins, transact with us. These 3 coins are ZCash, Dash, and Monero, the most popular privacy coins. But again, there are a lot of them. You can just research and see that recently there has been really a rise, like Vergecoin, Bytecoin, etc. A bunch of them. But these 3 still remain the most popular one. Let's start with ZCash. So ZCash introduced a new cryptographic method called ZK-SNARK, or zero knowledge proof. I'm not going to go into technical details because this is not a technical presentation, but the idea is that this methodology allows you to check the validity of the transaction, and it can be any transaction, not only money, but information, data, anything sent. So this method allows you to check its validity, to check that it's true, confirm that it's true, without revealing information about it. So in ZCash, using zero knowledge proof methodology, you validate the transaction that it is true. Miners validate it without knowing what they are validating. They don't know the sender, they don't know the receiver, they don't know the amount, but they know that it's true. This is the beauty of this cryptographic method, which is really very advanced and very innovative. ZCash uses the word shielded. So they say that in these transactions, the sender, the private address of the public address of the sender, the public address of the receiver, and the amount are shielded. So you don't see it on the blockchain. You see other things on the blockchain, but you don't see neither the sender nor the receiver nor the amount. However, there is an option of so-called selective disclosure. So if you want to show someone a transaction, let's say you're a business doing business on ZCash, and you send money to your business partner, and you want to prove them that I really did this, send you this money. You want to reveal that part of your history just to prove something, or maybe to comply with audit or with tax authorities for any reason. So if you want to disclose some part of your transaction, you can send a so-called viewing key. Using this key, the person can view the transaction, only the transaction that you allow them to view. Now, this viewing key should not be confused with private key. These are totally different things. Private key, you should keep it private, as the name suggests. You should never give it to anyone. Private key is your access to your account. Viewing key is only for viewing. Using this key, you can view the certain transaction, but you cannot do anything with it. It's a temporary viewing key. So do not confuse viewing key with private keys. Viewing keys are only for selective disclosure, just viewing certain transactions. Cryptographically, this method is really great. It masks everything. You don't see anything. It makes it private. But there is a little but here, a little problem. Not a problem, but yeah. It turns out that in ZCash, these privacy transactions are not default. They are an option to choose. They are a feature to choose. ZCash offers 2 types of addresses: Z addresses and T addresses. So public addresses that start with the letter Z, like Z and a bunch of characters. These addresses are private, meaning the transactions with these addresses are private, are shielded, are masked. But if it's an address that starts with T, this is a regular transparent transaction, similar to Bitcoins. So every time when you're transacting in ZCash, you must make sure that you're turning on this option, this feature, to use Z address. and not T address, because if you use T address, it's just a regular transparent transaction, and you will see it on the blockchain. It will show the sender, the receiver, and the amount. So because we have two types of addresses, Z addresses and T addresses, shielded addresses and transparent addresses, it means we can have four types of transactions on Zcash. We can have Z to Z transaction, we can have T to T transaction, we can have Z to T transaction, and we can have T to Z transaction. And Zcash even came with names for each of these transactions. Private, the shielding public. I don't think this will work. I don't think they're really usable. I don't think I'll say like, yesterday I did a deshielding transaction, Anyway, what is important for us to know is that the only private, really private anonymous transaction are these ones, from Z address to Z address, private transaction. The rest reveal some part of the information. In this case, you see the receiver's address and the amount. Here you see the sender's address and the amount. Here it's all transparent. So only Z to Z addresses are truly private and anonymous. This is a problem because users who are new, who are not experienced, they may be confused. This crypto space is confusing enough for all of us. When we began, you could remember how complicated it was. It takes time to learn. There are most user interfaces, most wallets are not very user-friendly. There's a lot of work to be done. So it causes a lot of confusion. So or there are users who don't need to know the technical differences. They are here just to buy some coins, to transact, to exercise their right to privacy. So a lot of users just think that if I'm transacting in Zcash, then I'm private. No, it's a feature to turn on. You should make sure that you are using Z address, not T address. Because if you're a new user, you may be using T address, and you're sure that you're anonymous, but you are not. And in fact, there is in my opinion, shocking statistics from Zcash. It says that only 5% of Zcash funds are kept in Z addresses. The rest are transparent addresses. So what's the problem here? Is it because people are not using this feature because they don't need it, they don't want it, or because they are not experienced enough, they don't have enough knowledge? Especially during the last year when the prices of crypto were booming, a lot of people entered this space. They were not experienced in technology, and they don't need to be. I mean, it's not everyone needs to know all the technological details, all these differences between Z and T and privacy and etc. You just want to make sure that your users are transacting privately. So probably there is a problem with user education. Probably they need to be better educated to understand that. Yes, Zcash provides this great cryptographic method for masking your transactions, but hey, you should make sure you're using your Z. Or another option would be to make it a default. Why not make it default so that automatically all transactions have Z? However, these are questions for the company to address, and right now they are not addressed yet. Yep.
If I may hack your presentation.
Yes.
So
yes.
I had the question for myself.
Yes.
And what I realized is that on exchanges,
yes,
you don't have the option to use the Z address.
Okay.
You only have the T address.
Yep.
So that's why.
That was my next.
Of course. I mean, maybe you were going there.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if I hijacked something, but because I really asked the question, why is that only like a few transactions? So I realized, oh, okay, this exchange like added the ZCash. Cool, like they accept privacy, but no, they don't. They only accept the T address, which is public. So that was first thing I realized. And I talked about the Exodus wallet. They support Zcash. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to try that. But no, they only support the T address. And I actually had a chat with one developer from Exodus. He had like a really awesome answer. And the big challenge, technically speaking, for them is that the Z address takes a lot more processing power. So they could not do this on the local computers running Exodus. And if they want to support that, they would need their own servers to process all that. And that would cost basically all the infrastructures to run those transactions. So all the ZK snark stuff, like it needs to process somewhere.
Yep.
So that's the main reason why the Z address are so unused at this point. So
Yep.
that's my understanding.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely.
Do they have their own blockchain?
Great points. Of course, this is their blockchain. This is a screenshot. You can see all the transactions are TT, transparent.
mineable.
So it's
Yeah, it's a mineable.
There are
Yeah,
miners
it's
around.
proof of work mining, similar to Bitcoins. They have this blockchain which is very similar to Bitcoins. It just whenever it's a Z transaction, you cannot see anymore the senders and receivers addresses and the amounts. But with T addresses, you can see just the way you see the Bitcoins blockchain. So Pascal raised great points. Yeah, I tried to use ZCash a few times on different addresses, on different exchanges, just for the purpose of research, and I too found that it's all T addresses. So
For the miners, it's going to take a longer time to mine transactions with Z addresses. Is it that your point that you just mentioned? Or?
I don't have answer to that question, but the transaction fees can be different for Z and T.
So the miners receive more
Yeah.
value for
Ha-
mining a
yep.
Z transaction?
However, they are working right now to make it the same fee. And I think they are also working to do some user education, so more people choose Z addresses. But with most exchanges allowing only T addresses, this is a problem. We cannot use this privacy feature. It's a great cryptographic method, but what's the use of it if we can't use it?
You
And-
cannot use it end to end. So that's what
Yeah,
it means.
yeah. So because of this issue, a lot of people criticize Zcash or think that it's not really truly a privacy coin. Although the cryptographic method itself, it's really it doesn't raise any doubts. Another thing that some crypto enthusiasts are voicing is that Zcash is a for-profit company. It's a US-based for-profit company. The company takes 20% of all coins mined for their, and it has been associated with a few government organizations who are sponsoring certain research projects because a lot of scientists are involved in this. Cryptographers, very well-known and accomplished scientists. They work
It's
on
a
it.
research project.
Yeah, so some people say this is not decentralized. This is not what the Bitcoin had originally in mind. And all the decisions will be, recently there have been some governments issuing the company that they have too much control, so ongoing issues. So for a lot of die-hard crypto users, this is an issue, that this is not decentralized really. Okay, let's move to the next coin. Yep, question.
So you just said something about for many people this is not decentralized.
Yes.
I would not agree on that
Because the blockchain is decentralized?
Everyone can mine Zcash.
Zcash?
So for me, if anyone, an
Okay.
enthusiast miner wants to put their machines to mine this, it means that it's really public. You don't need, it's permissionless. So for me, it's still
Decentralized?
decentralized. Sorry, but yes, the fact that they take 20%. For me, it's not a big deal. It makes sense to make the project sustainable on the long run. Thanks God, there's Bitcoin which don't need to do that. But for me, it's not a big
deal.
big pain for me.
Okay. Good point, yeah. Now, the next coin is Dash. Dash has been very active in their marketing efforts. Really, they're doing great marketing. And they're very actively marketing their privacy feature. However, cryptographically, Dash is not private. Their cryptographic method is very similar to Bitcoin's. Actually, Dash is a fork, Bitcoin's fork. Their blockchain is open and transparent, like Bitcoin's, proof of work mining. Again, just like with Zcash, Dash offers an option, a feature to add privacy to your transaction if you want. You need to turn that feature on. And it is done by a method which is called anonymization of transactions. This method was originally developed for Bitcoin. It was called CoinJoin back then, a few years ago. It was the original idea that using this method we will make Bitcoin confidential. We'll add a confidentiality layer to Bitcoin. The idea is quite simple. Again, into technical details, just high-level idea is that we pick a lot of transactions, old transactions, new transactions, old coins, new coins. We combine everything into one pool, into one transaction, mix it to the point that the output, when you get the output, it's very hard or almost impossible to determine who sent money to who. So when you look at that blockchain, it's not straightforward anymore. It's mixed to the point that you don't understand who was the sender, who was the recipient, how much amount. This is the basic idea. This method called coin join, because you're joining coins to mix them, originally developed for Bitcoin. Dash adopted this method, slightly changed, modified it, and is currently using this method to anonymize transactions. But again, it's an option. It's a feature to choose. You must choose it. And if you choose it, it's called private send in Dash. If you've ever used Dash Wallet, it's called private send. If you use that option, this anonymization are done by special nodes called masternodes. So this is a screenshot of a masternode. You see private send option and start mixing. So in Bitcoin we have, just like in Bitcoin, we have nodes that mine and secure the blockchain. And we have masternodes. Masternodes is a node, like Pascal mentioned, that has the full copy of the blockchain. But in Dash, they also have one additional advantage over regular nodes. It's that they are allowed to do this anonymization, this coin join mixing. It's done by masternodes. There are a lot of complaints that they're actually very slow, that sometimes it can take a lot of time. So whenever you are choosing private send, it can take time. This is what users are saying. That's what I've been reading a lot on Reddit. Here is an interesting thing with Dash. So we have regular nodes and we have masternodes. Theoretically, anyone can run a masternode. If you want, you join the network. Anyone who can deposit 1,000 Dash. Based on the recent price that I looked up yesterday, 1,000 Dash is roughly $200,000. So not anyone can run a masternode. It's a bit expensive. And like last year, last December, Dash price was close to $900. And back then, this deposit was $900,000. So in order to run a masternode, you need to deposit. And this is a bit similar to proof of stake, when you stake something to be allowed to join the network. Yeah. This requirement was actually suggested to prevent consolidation of nodes. That's a hacker that has means cannot consolidate master nodes and commit a Sybil attack and manipulate the network, having too much power. This was the idea behind setting this requirement of 1,000 Dash. However, even without this consolidation threat, if you look at Dash network, it's a two-tier network. We have regular nodes and master nodes who provide a higher level service, more advanced service of mixing, of anonymizing. So in Dash, normal wallets do the proof of work mining. Master nodes do mixing, which is called proof of service in Dash, and they split the block reward. In Dash, the block reward is split between master nodes and mining nodes. 45%, 45%. The remaining 10% goes to Dash as a company. And if you look at this network, even without this threat of consolidating, we're in a situation where some nodes are more privileged than the others. It's like a separate caste of nodes. Like you have regular folks and master nodes. And there is no way to audit what these master nodes are doing. The system requires the users just to trust that they're using their job. So before they mix, they receive all the transactions, they mix them, and they provide output that is private. But when they receive this transaction, they have all this data. We don't know what they're doing with them. What are they doing with these records? Maybe they're saving. They can use it for other malicious purposes. So masternodes are in a position of power in this network. And this is not quite in line with this original decentralization idea. When we trust masternodes to do their job, I know another system which is similar to this. It's called banking system. When I trust my bank to run my finances and to keep my data confidential. Shall I trust my bank? Shall I not? Shall I trust the masternode? Shall I not? It's just if we're going just to exchange one institution with the other, call it bank, call it masternode, this whole talk about decentralization becomes a little bit of meaningless. This is the argument that many people in crypto have. Again, this is no right and wrong answers here. These are just arguments and points, pros or cons. So because of this issue, many think that Dash is not really decentralized. And Dash is a company, just like ZCash, it's a for-profit company. And very actively promoting its two features, speed and privacy. So both are features. You need to turn it on. You choose private send if you want to transact privately. You turn on the, I don't remember the name of the feature, but to transact it, your transaction will be processed fast, very fast. So yeah, again, questions that are masternodes too privileged in Dash? Is Dash really decentralized? These are open questions. So it's up to users to decide for themselves what is important to them before deciding to use a certain currency or choosing one currency over the other. Now let's have a look at the third coin, Monero, which in my opinion is the best one, but I should have made a disclosure at the beginning that I'm not associated with any of these coins. I don't work for them. They don't pay me to present these coins. I'm just presenting the results of my research, of my analysis, and my opinion. So I'm not recommending any of these coins, or it's up to you, to users, to decide. Just providing my analysis. However, from this tree, I really like Monero. As a user, my personal choice is Monero. Monero uses very advanced cryptographic methods, three of them, called stealth addresses, ring signatures, and confidential transactions, ring CT. These three methods ensure that Monero is completely private. So one key difference that makes Monero different from the two previous coins that Monero is private by default. There is no feature to turn on. There is no option to turn on. All transactions by default are private. So even if you are a new user, a newbie, whenever you are transacting in Monero, you can be sure that your transactions are private. This is, in my opinion, is a very big advantage over the two coins. Because as users, we don't want to know a lot of technological details. We just want this coin to provide the service of privacy. The main idea of Monero is that the so-called stealth addresses method, it's again very simple. Every time a transaction happens, for each transaction, Monero, the system, generates a new address, one-time address. This address is used to route the transaction. And on the blockchain, you see all these stealth addresses, these one-time addresses, which are not linked to the public address of the receiver. So you will never see the public address of the receiver on the blockchain. It's masked, it's hidden. You see only the stealth addresses, which are just one-time addresses. For each transaction, they generate one-time address, no address reuse. So if two payments were made to the same person, two payments in a row, for each payment, a separate one-time address was generated. So there is no way to know that these two transactions were meant for the same recipient. So it's completely masked. This is the idea behind the stealth addresses. And ring signatures and ring signature method is used to make sure that the sum amount of money is hidden. It's similar to zero-knowledge proof when miners validate the transaction. Is correct, that there is no double spend, that this is correct, without knowing what they're validating. They don't see the sum. So Monero provides complete privacy. You don't see the receiver, you don't see the sender, you don't see the amount. Using these three advanced cryptographic methods, everything is hidden, everything is private on Monero's blockchain. And moreover, there is a new project coming in Monero called Covery. This is a very, very interesting project. This will allow to disassociate your transactions from your IP address, because now theoretically your IP address can be linked to your transactions and someone can find out. But with this project implemented, Covery, all Monero traffic will be encrypted and will be routed via I2P, So it's invisible. So a passive network monitoring will not even reveal that you're using Monero. So your IP is not associated with your IP address is not associated with your Monero transactions anymore. So this is a project in progress. It will be implemented soon, and it will add an extra layer of security to Monero. So and it will make this coin really, really secure and anonymous.
Is I2P?
Yes.
What is I2P?
It's when it's not visible, it's hidden.
Is it just an acronym, or is it a protocol, or?
Yeah.
Like a protocol?
Yeah, it's basically when you don't see the IP address, it's not visible. You don't know how it's routed. All your transactions are routed.
Is it like
Authoritatively.
like Tor or something like that?
Yeah, similar to Tor. Yeah.
It's a Tor-like protocol or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, just based on the logo, it looks like the Tor logo.
Yeah.
Onion,
Yeah,
Tor's
it looks
onion,
like that.
yeah.
I guess
Tor.
it's based
Yeah.
on the technology Tor. So I understand it does two things here. So Monero traffic looks like it's not all encrypted all the time, and this will allow that. So this is what I understand, one thing. And the second thing is the IP address dissociation, which the Tor protocol allow.
Yes, because it's the point of vulnerability. Because it's not encrypted yet, at that point, when it's leaving your IP address, it can be tracked.
Correct.
But with this, yes, this will add another layer of security to Monero.
Okay.
Two things make Monero different from Zcash and Dash. The first one, as I said, privacy is by default. All transactions are private. Everything is hidden. There is no feature to turn it on. You don't need to worry about it. Did I turn on this feature last time when I was using? No. Privacy is by default. And the second difference is that Monero is not a for-profit organization. It's not an organization at all. Monero is run by volunteers. It's just like Bitcoin, it's a community. Volunteers work on it. Everything is open. All the discussions, all the decisions are done collaboratively. It's run by using the donations from users. Its source code is open and it's available on GitHub. So it's a completely volunteer project similar to Bitcoin and very much in line with these original values of Bitcoin. So because of this, I'd say if you're a diehard crypto fan, Monero is your coin. Because it allows to transact privately, anonymously, and just bypass the traditional financial system. However, in the long run, it may create problems again, because if it becomes too popular, at some point, government will want to regulate it. I don't know in which direction this will go, but it's a big question whether a system can stay anonymous forever, confidential forever. Yes.
Donc, je vais être certain d'avoir bien compris. Donc, Covery sera intégré à Monero pour en faire un coin plus sécure, ou ça va être un coin à part? C'est juste ça que je comprends. Est-ce que Covery sera un autre coin, ou c'est tout simplement le système de Monero qui va être upgradé avec Covery?
Yeah, so Covery is not another coin. It's going to be added to Monero's. Monero team is working on Covery project to add just another feature to Monero, another layer of security to make Monero even more secure. It's Monero's project. It's not another coin.
So do I understand that they want to merge
Yes.
their innovations, I would say?
Yes,
Oh,
like
okay.
merge.
That's why.
They call it, merge.
So they're going to merge to the master code,
Yes.
not a fork, something like that.
No, not a fork. Just add
Okay,
to the
that's
existing. Yeah. Yep.
Are you going to talk about side chains and cross chains?
No.
Okay. Because I don't know where it's coming next on your talk, but for me, that could be one way in the future when, let's say, you want to transact in Bitcoin, and then you say, okay, I'm transacting Bitcoin to Bitcoin, but between the exchange, I actually want to swap, hot swapping my Bitcoins to Monero, transfer to Monero to another address, and from this other address, go back to Bitcoin.
Okay.
So that will be part of the story in the future. Right now, it's still like, c'est encore comme un rêve là, qu'on essaie d'emmener dans les cryptos. Là. Mais éventuellement, là, tout ce qui va se passer dans le second layer, là, ce genre de trucs-là, on va pouvoir les faire. Donc imagine qu'on va utiliser l'exemple Monero juste pour faire une transaction comme ça entre deux adresses, puis qu'on va swapper nos coins comme ça, mais sans vraiment le savoir. Là. Mm-hmm. Donc ça se peut que dans le fond, Bitcoin ajoute une fonction pour dire est-ce que tu le veux privé ou non. Puis qu'en arrière, il utilise un système comme Monero. Donc je veux juste dire, je sais que ça c'est en pourparler, ce qu'on appelle les fameux sidechain, puis les fameux hot swap.
Hot swap, yep.
Ou on peut aussi parler de marché décentralisé aussi. Où est-ce que dans le fond, on peut faire un échange de tokens sans laisser sa clé privée. Donc tout en gardant, je devrais dire, sa clé privée. Donc éventuellement, quand tout ça se connecte, là, on va arriver à des projets vraiment intéressants.
Question.
Yes.
Right now, these blockchains only use token for coin. Are there some projects to allow, for example, Monero to develop some apps using the same system? Like, for example, programmable smart contracts or chain code like Hyperledger or Ethereum?
Yeah.
Or is it only for cash?
Monero is money. Monero dash ZCash, they are all purely money coins. Their purpose is money. But Ethereum is the most famous platform, which was created with that idea in mind, to be a platform upon which other applications can be developed. Not only money, but anything you want. So there is Zen platform. It's recent. Zen is similar to Ethereum. It's a platform upon which multiple decentralized application dApps can be created, smart contracts, etc. But the first thing that they created was money. ZCash was created, but it's just the first user case. Cardano is another platform. You can elaborate.
Switching to Cardano. So ZCash, which is now Horizon.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Horizon. They rebranded about a month ago.
Okay.
So much to learn.
You cannot keep up with this.
So the Horizon platform, basically, it's like it's a dApp ecosystem, and by default, everything is fully encrypted and fully private, right? And then Cardano, with their governance model, they want to really have like large discussion with the community about how should they, or let's say should we, implement privacy on Cardano. So that's part of the governance idea, and that would be one of the biggest governance decision to take as the community. So Cardano has not taken decision at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, these other privacy coins, like Vergecoin is an interesting one. They are using more or less the same methods that this tree that I've described. So this is a non-exhaustive list of privacy technologies used to ensure privacy. Stealth addresses, ring signatures, zero-knowledge proof, Tor coin mixing, one-time public keys. Bytecoin is using one-time public keys. I don't know the details, I just know that Bytecoin is using. Anyway, so all these technologies are used by other coins. So technologies are very similar to each other. Some coins are using only one of these technologies, some are using a few of them. However, I would say that I see a big potential not only for coins but also for wallets, because yes, we've seen a lot of coins created for this purpose, to provide privacy, but in fact, I think this feature should be added to wallets, because I still want to use my Bitcoin. I think I still want to use my Ether. I don't want to switch to Dash only because it's private, but I want privacy. So privacy should be implemented on the level of wallets, exchanges, etc. And actually, I found one wallet which was claiming that they are going to provide us privacy. It's called Samurai Wallet. This is the logo. Yeah. So.
Tell me more.
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information about it because the project is still in alpha version and available only for Android. If you have Android and if you want to if you want to download and help them to experiment a bit with this, you can. But the idea was that they're very ideological. They say we are the Bitcoin wallet for the street. We are here. We are true to the original vision of Bitcoin. We believe everything should be private. Basically, they are using a few technologies. They are combining a few technologies together to make sure that the wallet is secure. The first one is no address reuse, similar to Monero. For each transaction, they create a new address. However, your wallet can have a so-called payment code, which is only one. It's like having one public address. So when you give away your business card or when you ask people to send you money, you can always use the same payment code. It's like it's always the same. It's like a public address. However, every transaction uses a new address. It's similar to Monero. So there is no address reuse to ensure the privacy. They are also using the coin mixing, similar to Dash. But I'm not very clear how they're doing it. So this is for us to research it to understand better. And they're claiming that it's enabled with Tor. So again, not very clear how it's going to work. Will it work or not? But my prevision is that security wallets are the next big things. Not more security coins. We have already a lot of them. Of course, they can be more, but I think security wallets will be the next big thing because that's what's going to be in demand. I still want to use my Ether. I still want to use my Litecoin, my Bitcoin. I don't want to switch to Dash only because I want privacy. So give me a wallet that is anonymous and secure.
So just for people who are watching, I would say, if you didn't see well the screenshot, if you can go back.
Yes.
So in the example, we said Bitcoin address, right? So you basically say that they're gonna basically swap your Bitcoin transaction to a one-time address.
Yes.
Something like that. They will mix, and they will transfer all this transaction behind Tor and the VPN. So I'm very curious to understand how it's gonna turn out.
Let's see. I don't have answers to that question. Actually, they are promising to do shapeshift so you can use other coins as well to instantly exchange it to Bitcoin if you are using altcoin. So you can use this wallet for other coins as well. But it was it was in their plans. It was not implemented yet. So again, it's very
shapeshift, as you know, will stop to provide like hot swapping like that.
Okay.
They will require everyone to register with them.
To register. Okay.
Yeah. That was the goal.
ALM, KYC, know your customer, anti-money laundering. The government got them.
Yep, correct. So anyway, very interesting. I'll check this out.
So yeah, check it, and basically that was it. I'll post an article in our LinkedIn group about privacy coins, the new ones that are just emerged. Vergecoin is interesting, Bytecoin is interesting. But again, the methodologies that they're using are similar to those used by ZCash, Dash, and Monero are pretty representative. Given the methodology they use, are representative of what type of technologies there are in the market. Questions, comments? Yes, please.
Do you think Verge has the potential to be as big as Monero and ZCash?
Which coin, sorry?
Verge. Verge. Do you think he can get as big as the other three big ones?
It can, but I think Monero has of all privacy coins, Monero has the biggest future, so to speak, because it's the only one that provides real privacy and real anonymity. For others, I don't know. I cannot answer that question. I think no one knows. My bet is Monero.
So to answer, to take a shot on your question, actually, I would say we can't say at this point, but I would go with the future platform, which will be the platform which is encrypted and private by default. So something like an Horizon, maybe Cardano will jump in. I don't know which one, but I don't think it's going to be like a currency per se. I think
Okay.
it's going to be a platform.
So you
where
think it's going? Okay.
we build everything by default, fully decentralized, fully like mixed and stuff like that, fully stealth. So I think Monero are on a good shape to accomplish that. But after Monero, we're going to see like the ecosystem. So that's my belief on that.
Yeah, that's very possible.
You know, like a Swift platform. Like
Yeah.
Between banks, like Swift absorbed every transactions around the world.
So you're better on platforms, that platform
Yeah.
projects are going to eventually dominate because they like offer all everything, all type of services.
Yes.
They just not only. Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's say Ethereum switch for something that's really private. Who knows? And suddenly, like it's just like common sense to use that, right? Why bother with a token which is doing currencies when you can go Ethereum that does everything?
But on the other hand,
Yes.
money is something. I absolutely agree with you. But on the other hand, money is something that we use every day, and for I don't want to bother with the rest, with smart contracts, with I don't know, intellectual property, supply chain. I just want to have my money. I like it. So even with Bitcoin, Bitcoin has become something which is very as a currency, it doesn't work anymore. It's slow. It has problems. The size of a block, forks. It's working only on the brand is very strong still, and a lot of people use Bitcoin as something like digital gold. It's a means to invest, to speculate, but it's not really a currency because money should be exchanged. It should be a medium of exchange. You must be able to use it to buy and sell things. You cannot do it really with Bitcoin. You cannot pay in a cafe with Bitcoin.
For me, it's just too soon. This is another topic, by the way. It's not privacy topic.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just too soon. Like, we are in 1999, and many people don't have an email.
Yeah.
And it is still far-fetched to think about communicating with a business with email, right?
Yep.
For me, we are there. Like, it's still early days. We are early adopters. Like, there's 4 persons in the room, you know, and everyone don't care. Like, this is where we are in this story. So, the speculation phase is not fashion at this point. It was a year ago. Now it's not. So for me, it's just like give it time. We're gonna get there.
I use 1995. You use 1999. I use 1995.
Yes, exactly. It's Windows 90, 99, 95. I didn't have a computer there. I was using it at school. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's often said that Bitcoin will do to money what internet did to information. So it's the same revolution that's going to happen. It's going to democratize money, that anyone can issue their coin. And we already have that we have a bunch of coins here, an entire ecosystem which is absolutely decentralized and independent. No country owns it, no big corporation owns it. It's just there, run by volunteers, like Monero or Bitcoin.
You talked earlier of a cyber attack? Or
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's when one user holds a lot of hashing power in the network, they can attack the system. They can manipulate the system. It's basically combining a lot of hashing power together.
You mean a 51% attack?
Yeah, it's an example of cyber attack.
That's a synonym? Or?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good.
This is it. Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle.
Merci à toi.
Merci beaucoup. Donc, pour terminer, c'était le 22e événement de CryptoInMontreal. Merci d'être venu. L'événement a lieu à toutes les 2 semaines. Le meilleur endroit pour nous suivre, c'est sur Meetup. Si vous préférez aussi sur mon propre blog, pascalnd.com. Les sujets varient toujours d'une semaine ou 2 semaines. Des fois, je fais un meetup d'introduction. Des fois, on sort de la zone de confort avec un exemple comme une soirée comme ce soir sur les privacy coins. On a déjà parlé de fiscalité, tout ça. Donc, si vous avez des propositions, faites-moi signe, écrivez-moi. On s'en parle juste après. C'est des choses que vous aimeriez entendre, d'autres sujets. Moi, mon but, c'est de découvrir avec vous et de connaître des gens qui sont intéressés aussi. Donc, je termine ça comme ça. Merci beaucoup d'être venu. On se voit très bientôt. Ciao. Bye bye.
Merci à toi.
Hey.
Organisé.
Oh, mademoiselle. Bien ça.